If you are going to buy a new construction home in the state of Texas or in the Austin area, what are 5 things you want to make sure that you know before you commit to any builder? Welcome back, everyone. I'm Ligaya Thompson, and if you've been keeping up with me, I'm a local Austin realtor. And if you're looking to buy, sell, or relocate to the Austin area, subscribe to my channel because I like to provide information that will help you make a decision on your next move. And like I said earlier, today I'm going to talk to you guys about 5 things you want to make sure that you know before you commit to any new construction home builders. These are 5 things that other buyers have also said they wish they knew before they went and purchased their new construction home as well. So if you want to avoid making those 5 mistakes, then keep on watching because I'm going to share some information that will help you when you make your next move into a new construction home. So tip number 1, you want to do your research on the builder and find out what their reputation is. So there's so many different builders that you can choose from. There's the big name builders like Lennar, D.R. Horton, Perry Homes, and then there's your independent builders. You can go either way because there's independent builders that build just as nice a product as some of the big branded builders. However, you want to make sure whichever direction you decide to go, that you do your research on the builder. So you go to the World Wide Web and you look them up like you do any other product before you make a purchase. And you want to know, what are people saying about this particular builder? Did they have a good experience with them? Are they on their Google My Business page? Do they have reviews? Are they 5-star reviews, 2-star reviews, 1-star reviews? I mean, you really want to look into those things and take a lot of it into consideration, because what you don't want to do is sign a contract with a builder that doesn't have a reputation in Austin or in Texas, or just doesn't, they've never built a home. You're their guinea pig. They're going to build their first house with you. You don't want to get into that, because there have been stories of builders that have started to develop land and then they've bankrupt and they had to close and you don't have a house. If they don't have a website, that's a red flag. But you can still at least call them if you're interested and say, can you send me some homes you've built? And can you give me some testimonies from some of your clients? Personally, if they don't have a website, I wouldn't even go that far with them. I would just keep on looking. But in the end, you really just want to do your research and you want to know, do they build good homes? Are clients happy with them? Are they a reputable builder? Can you trust them with your money? Tip number 2. The second thing you want to know is you want to understand their upgrades and their incentives. So what is included in the house, right? So what comes with the base model of the home? Now, if you're touring homes and you walk into a model home and that's the home you want to buy, because eventually model homes get sold, you already know you're getting everything in that house. But if you're in a community where they're in phase 1, 2, 3, or whatever phase, and they're still building out the house and you have a couple of months out, well, you need in writing what is going to be included with the price that you've agreed upon. So are you going to get tile, or are you going to get, carpet? Are you going to get the upgraded kitchen? Are you going to get, an oversized lot? You really want to know all the specs on your house and what is included with it and what's considered an upgrade, because anything that's considered an upgrade is also an additional cost. So just make sure you understand what exactly you are getting in the house. Make sure it's written in writing in your contract, and you know what you're going to be paying anything additional for. The other part is the incentives. So you really want to understand incentives. Builders have their own incentives, so they can be doing, $50,000 off a house or whatever they want to throw at you. They could be doing your rate buy down, or they could just be offering you something at 5% rate, which right now rates are at 7%. So that would be a great deal, right? But keep in mind, not every incentive is an incentive. And what I mean by that is occasionally a builder will say, I'll take $30,000 off the price of the house. Great, that's great news, right? But then they go and they bury that $30,000 somewhere else into the contract. It could be some fees, it could be upgrades, it could be something. So you want to understand, what are your incentives and where is that money being applied? And then the third part is, what is covered in your warranty and what is the inspection process like? So builder warranties are like 1 in 10 or 2 in 10 or 1, 2 in 10. Basically, what this means is at 1 year, they'll cover any workmanship or any type of material defects in the home. At 2 years, you'll have coverage on electrical, plumbing, and HVAC, and at 10 years, you'll have coverage on anything structural in the home. So asking those questions up front, that way you know what are you going to get in your warranty. You also want to ask about the appliances, because some builders don't put a warranty on the appliances, and if that's a deal breaker for you or if that's really important for you, then you may want to consider purchasing some type of warranty for your appliances outside of the builder warranty. And then to the second point of this is, you want to know about the inspection process. So when you are buying a new construction home, there are 3 different points into which the home needs to be getting inspected. If you're buying a home that's an inventory home, meaning the home is built, ready to be moved into, then you're past a couple of different points in the inspection process. But if you're buying the lot and they're going to be building it in the next 8 to 10 months or however long it takes, and you're going to be coming in to check to make sure they're making progress as they say they are, well, there's a couple of points where you want to get the property inspected. So the first point, if you're starting from the ground up, the first inspection you want to do is after they pour the foundation. You do want to check and make sure the foundation was poured correctly. So get an inspector out there once that's been done and make sure you check the foundation, because foundation problems, they're a headache. I've dealt with them before. Some of them are not too bad, but some of them, they can be a nightmare. So you just want to make sure the inspection was done properly. The other part is before the drywall goes up. So you want to check if there's any electrical defects or any defects in the framing, or any defects with your HVAC or anything like that. So before drywall goes up, you want to do another inspection. And then the third inspection and the final inspection is basically, you want to get a home inspector in and inspect the property. You should be doing that on any property that you buy. Always get the property inspected. But the builder will tell you, oh yeah, before you move into the house, we're going to let you walk the property and make sure everything is okay. And that's great, because you'll be able to, what they do is they give you like blue or green tape, usually it's blue, and you just put it everywhere around the house where you see blemishes, where you see defects. It could be on the floor, it could be on the drywall, it could be a cracked window, you know, any defect or blemish you see in the house, you put blue tape, and then the builder will go in before you close and they'll make sure all of those things are touched up. Now that's great, but you're only looking at the cosmetic things in the house. You might not be the expert in structural, mechanical, or electrical things. So this is where the home inspector comes into play, and you want to hire a home inspector to come in and make sure everything is functioning the way it should. I'll give you an example. When my mother bought her new construction home, we did the builder walkthrough with the builder, but we also did hire a home inspector, and he was actually able to save us about $1,200 worth of work that we would have been responsible for after she moved in. So a home inspector is worth the additional cost in addition to what inspections the builder is doing. And the reason being is you just want to do your own homework and not just trust the word of the builder and say, yeah, everything is great. All right, and then tip number 4 and 5, they're kind of the same, but tip number 4 is you want to research the neighborhood that you are looking into. So if this is a completely new development, the neighborhood hasn't been built yet, you do want to ask the questions like what all amenities are going to be included in the community, how many different sections are there going to be, what are the builder's plans, or you want to know, will they be building schools nearby in the neighborhood, playgrounds for those of you that have kids? The last thing you want to do, especially if you are a big family, is move into a brand new neighborhood where it's not kid friendly. There's no parks for the children to play at or anything like that. So really get to know or ask the questions about the neighborhood that you're looking to move into. And then point 5 is to get to research the area that you want to move into. So you have your neighborhood, then you have your area. The area being like what's going to be happening around your neighborhood. So what's the closest major freeway? How far is it to get there? How far is it to your job, to school, to work, to the gym, or whatever? But where's your closest grocery store? Anything that is really important to your everyday lifestyle. So those are points 4 and 5, just making sure you're researching the neighborhood and then you're researching the area and you really understand, will this work for me and my family? Or if you're just moving in by yourself, will this work for you? And as a bonus, you do want to make sure that you hire a realtor that can represent you. The reason being is because a builder will have a representative that will be the point of contact for you throughout the process, but the builder's rep works for the builder and is going to have the best interest of the builder, whereas your realtor will work for you and will have your best interest. So it's always good to have someone separate from the builder that can speak on your behalf, negotiate on your behalf, and that can just really advocate for you as the buyer. Really, as a buyer, you don't want to ever be unrepresented. Never let a builder or a seller tell you you don't need an agent for this transaction. That's not good advice. So you just want to make sure that you do have someone that is going to advocate on your behalf and represent your best interests, and then also someone that's going to be able to just keep up with the builder and make sure the builder is performing this the way they said they would perform, and they're moving along in the contract and doing all the things that they say that they're going to do. And then also it's good to have a realtor to help you understand the contract and just kind of review it with you to make sure, again, like some of those points I talked about, what are your incentives and where are they going, stuff like that. So hire someone that can represent you. All right, so let's go over a recap of everything that we just talked about. 5 things you want to make sure you know if you're going to be purchasing a new construction home in Texas or in the Austin area. Number 1, research your builder and know what their reputation is. Number 2, understand upgrades and incentives that you'll be getting with the builder. Number 3, know what their warranty process is and the inspection process for the build. And then number 4 and 5, get to know the neighborhood and get to know the area. And do your research and make sure it fits with your lifestyle. And the bonus, hire a realtor. If you're looking to relocate to the Austin area, I know a great one for you. Again, I'm Ligaya Thompson. If you're looking to buy, sell, or relocate, subscribe to my channel because I want to share information that'll help you make a solid decision on your next move. I hope you found this information helpful. If you need to contact me, all of my contact information is listed down below. But again, I hope you found this information helpful and stay tuned for the next video.